What is going on, YouTube? Cloud Envy here, and I am bringing you our draft analysis for the NPL Season 6. Now, before we get into this, I'm just going to jump into a few things. Z-Stones. There's been a big controversy over a couple of different leagues about this, so I want to touch up on it first. After the initial draft, we each picked 3 Mons, count them 1, 2, 3, that were able to hold Z-Stones. No status Z moves are allowed whatsoever because of stupid shit like celebration and conversion and all that other stupid stuff that raises evasion, accuracy, etc. But that's our Z moves rule. We are doing a free draft. This is my first ever free draft, and you'll see once we're finished, it really doesn't look any different. And we'll get to that. I'm getting ahead of myself. But, you know, you follow the NPL, you watch me, I was in the NPL last season. I can't talk, oh my god. But anyway, we are going to be putting in the most effort humanly possible this season. This is currently my only league. That being said, it is now my bottom bitch league. That's a way to put it, I guess. Probably not. But we're going to be putting all of it in mock battles, team builders, everything, because, you know, I mean, this is where I am now. I'm liking this group of people. I want to stick around here. We're going to show them we want it. So, we're going to kick this off pretty quickly. I never know where to start on these things. I'm not a good talker. What do you want from me? What do you want from me? So, we had 7th overall pick in the draft. That is 7 out of, where is my mouse? Because right now I'm using 2 different computers, one to hold my team up and the other to record, as not to have any type of lag or interruption in the middle of it. And my mouse is gone. We have 16 people. I should have known that off the bat. Either way, we have 7th overall draft. We got to choose at the end of last season, and since I did really badly, I got one of the top choices. I wanted to be smack dab in the middle. I feel like that's the best place to be. I'm an impatient person. Wheels are nice. It ensures you have, you know, 50% of the first picks. But at the same time, I want to be in the middle. I just like it there. I feel like it's the optimal less wait time. But our first pick of the draft, I really, really wanted Celesteela. I wanted it so bad because I already had my core figured out. Already had it done. And Trev snipes us round 6. I'm sorry, pick 6. We get sniped pick 6 for a pick 7 round 1. So I decided, oh, fuck it, whatever. I'll just go for the second tank I had in mind. So we pick up Toxapex. Ooh, this thing, the Nipple House. The Nipple House. Now, I played around with some laddering before we started the draft, just so I could get a little more familiar with Gen 7 competition. And, you know, I think I may have jumped the gun on this one. I think I did. As much as I love Toxapex, after running it through some mocks and a couple other smaller leagues, it's really kind of underwhelming in the league format. Toxapex is, I don't know. I feel like it just screams sub up on me. But it is great. It's great for hazard stacking. You get Toxic Spikes, it's got Regenerator. You have access to Merciless if you want to take the offensive route. Just as well, Baneful Bunker is a pretty neat move. Pretty neat. Especially if... it's a pretty neat move. I could not think of an example that wasn't one of those, well, from this situation, this happens, and all that happens. You would just forget it. Toxapex is pretty nifty. Still think I might have jumped the gun, but I also think we can make some use out of it. So far, I've been using it constantly. But I'm liking Toxapex. Give us a nice defensive water poison type off the bat. So, round 2 comes around, and we pick up Skarmory. And as you can see, we're going pretty tanky. We are picking up a pretty fat draft so far with our 2 Mons. But Skarmory's really going to be useful here. Again, more hazard stacking. We have access to Whirlwind. We have a Defogger. Its attack isn't super duper awful, so it does have the offensive possibilities, especially with Autotomize, with Agility. I don't know if it gets Tailwind or not. I don't believe so. It might. I'm not sure. But Skarmory is pretty fun. I like Skarmory a lot. I've used it in past leagues. Nothing really important, but some fun stuff. Unfortunately, it will balance out Toxapex's ground weakness. Toxapex will balance out Skarmory's fire weakness. We still have that electric weakness, which is eventually going to be taken care of. So I honestly don't think we get sniped at all for the rest of the draft. But, oh, we do. Well, I'll get to it. Round 3, we picked up my old school MVP. No, not Red Rocket. We get Mega Beedrill. And, oh, Mega Beedrill takes me back to the PMC. Mega Beedrill was top tier for me. I love that monster. It just puts in such fine work. Mega Beedrill it's especially with the fact that now in Gen 7, you get the Mega Evolution's speed bonus, base speed, the turn you Mega Evolve. So that's going to bring Mega Beedrill up a whole lot because, A, it's faster. B, that means we don't need Protect. C, that means you don't have to have a 3-move Mon. We can drop things in there like Knock Off, Slash, Drill Run. You can have X-Scissor as well as U-Turn if you want the damage without the pivot. You can have Fellstinger for that attack boost. You can bring Agility to outspeed Scarfers. Mega Beedrill it's going to put in the work. It's going to put in the work. I can already see it. It alone has such a good matchup against so many squads. But Mega Beedrill is really here so we can get in there, kill something, pivot out into a tank, and just sit pretty for a while. Round 4. We've got Florges. It's a fairy. I mean, it's got some pretty high defense. Its special attack isn't awful either. Move pool is a little but I mean, I don't hate Florges. It's good for what it does. It's a very nice special defensive tank. It's a Wish Passer. And honestly, that's what I was looking for. I wanted a strong fairy type and something that could give me a pretty nice special defense boost. Special defense boost. And, I mean, it's a solid Mon. It's a solid Mon. I feel like I probably could have waited a little longer to pick it up. But hey, that's basically my entire draft, so. Round 5, we decided to draft our first Z-Move Mon, which is going to be Arcanine. Now, yes, we did wait until after the draft to specify Z-Moves. But Arcanine, I went through a pretty big algorithm to figure out which Mons would get the Z-Moves based on move pool, coverage, and stats. Arcanine landed one of them. And I love Arcanine. I've never actually used it in the format, but laddering is so much fun. It has so many options. You can go offensive, you can go defensive. Speaking of which, you can go specially or physically for both of them. It works perfectly well holding Rocky Helmet, holding lefties, holding any offensive item whatsoever, Scarf, Specs, Ban, Orb, and now a Z-Move. Arcanine I feel like is going to be really useful here, especially between having Flash Fire, Intimidate, and Justified. So I really think that that BINGO is going to come in handy here. So, round 6, I'm looking at my squad, I'm thinking, I got a couple rock weaknesses, and I don't want to rely on Skarmory for defog. Let's try to pick up a spinner. And I want it to be like Arcanine. I really like this Arcanine pick. I want something that can go offensive or defensive, depending on my week. So we decided to go with Hitmontop. Hitmontop, again, a spinner. We have a fighting type now. It has access to Intimidate as well as Technician. Plus it has some pretty nice priority with Bullet Punch, Mach Punch, Sucker Punch, as well as some strong offensive moves like Stone Edge and Close Combat. And I like Hitmontop a lot. Hitmontop has actually won me a couple games with the surprise offense. So this thing it's going to put in the work. I really think it is. Especially Assault Vest Hitmontop. And that thing eats so many hits, it's disgusting. Rest Talk Bulk Up Imp on top is also beautiful. Beautiful mon. But we are going to see where that takes us when I eventually put it to some use. So this is where... Okay. We implemented a Carney tier. Shout out to Carney Hobo. Where if you drafted one of these low tier mons round 7 or earlier... I'm sorry, round 9 or earlier. Was it 9? Yeah, round 9 or earlier. Sorry about that. We'll get a bonus 12th mon, also from the Carney tier. And I'm looking at the sheet and realizing that, you know, a lot of people don't have fast electric types. I was saving my Carney tier mon for fast electric type, and nobody really has any, and we're on round 7. And, you know, I don't want my mons to get sniped, so I decided, let's pick my Carney tier now, get it out of the way, be safe about it. So we pick up Manectric. Now, I like Manectric. Manectric is a very, very one-dimensional mon. Shout-outs to Esperanza for running defensive Manectric. I'm really still just surprised by that set. But we picked up Manectric, the one-dimensional dog. Ooh, there's a nickname. Screw Raju. We've got the one-dimensional dog. And it's basically just going to be Volt Turning, Thunderbolting, Overheat / Flamethrowing, and HP Icing. It's got access to a lot of different moves, I know. Not great ones. It does have a pretty decent physical move pool with not such decent physical attack, but I really valued Arcanine because it does give us an electric immunity. Given not a very solid one, but we do still have one. And I'm really hoping it's going to make up for Toxapex and Skarmory and take a lot of the pressure off Florges. So we've got Raju here. If one of those mons, just another mon, I really should have. I'm telling you, this entire draft could all be dropped down around, and it would probably still work out, if not better. Because right after that, right after Manectric, Sebastian, top tier boy, took Zydog, which is exactly what I wanted to get, but I was pretty sure that everyone was going to underestimate it. Seb was smart about it. He picked it up right when he should have, and it really worked out for him. So, round 8, I didn't want Manectric to be my only electric immunity. Couldn't stand him being the only electric immunity, considering Volt Turn is just such a key part of the draft format, as well as I needed a dragon. And Zydos just got taken. So, frantically, I'm looking around the dock, and I'm like, man, do I want regular Zygarde? I can't use regular Zygarde that well. I can't use the 50% well enough. Also, it might have gotten sniped. I'm kind of just talking to talk. But, after Manectric, we pick up Flygon. Now, I do have experience with Flygon. Not enough to really say I have experience with Flygon, but Defog Flygon is a set. It is a set. And it does have access to Dragon Dance now. 100 base attack, 100 base speed, access to U-Turn, to Earthquake, access to Fire Punch, a bunch of other stuff, Outrage, a bunch of other stuff. Flygon has a really nice move pool to an extent where I literally just prepped one and can't remember it. It's got a really nice move pool. I do love Flygon. I think it's actually going to be really good in this squad, especially since it does give us another Pivot Mon. I do love my Pivot Mons, as well as a Dragon Dancer. Pretty strong Dragon type. It's not a great electric check, and I'm going to tell you why. Because Manectric. Manectric is the one-dimensional dog because it has electric and hidden power ice. And Flygon is the reason you run hidden power ice. So it just takes one good prediction for Flygon to switch in and drop, and I don't like that. I really don't like that. Given if I got in Zydog, it would have placed Flygon and completely just made my statement irrelevant. But still, I like Flygon a lot. So moving on, because I've said that too many times. we have our second Z-move user in Celebi. I love Celebi, the Doctor, the Time Lord, the Onion Fairy, Celebi itself, because Razor sniped Alakazam the turn we were going to draft it, which is completely okay, honestly, because I'm not at all upset about drafting Celebi. Celebi's great. It's got access to Sword Stance, Calm Mind, Nasty Plot, I think Agility, all of that, with Baton Pass, not all at once because that's illegal, and some very, very nice coverage as well. It does have access to Sucker Punch. We have Dual Stab in Psychic and Leaf Storm. It's a nice Leech Seed user, as well as having Ancient Power. So it's no surprise that Celebi is going to be one of our Z-Mons. I'm really excited about using it, to be honest. If we hadn't gotten Celebi, we would have gotten Gourgeist later, and I'm pretty comfortable with what we picked up over Gourgeist. We'll get there. We'll get there. But oh boy. Round 10. We've got Sharpedo. Jabberjaw up in the house. Our third Z-move user, because Sharpedo is, I'm not going to say it has a giant range of attacks. It has a large array. It has a large array. Oh my god, I just said a range of. It has a giant range of attacks. But mainly, it really covers the moves that Celebi and Arcanine don't. So I really like having a Fire, Water, Grass core being our Z moves. I really like that a lot. Because Sharpedo does have... first of all, Sharpedo has Speed Boost. Speed Boost is lovely. It doesn't always require Protect. It does more times than not, which I'm not really too upset about because it does have a pretty nice special attack as well as a great physical attack. And has access to just everything. Really. We have, on the physical side, Waterfall, Ice Fang, Earthquake. That's great. Crunch. There's Dual Stab right there. On the special side, Ice Beam, Dark Pulse, some other stuff. There's a lot of stuff. Sharpedo is pretty cool. As well as the Fang attacks. Especially the newer Psychic Fang, which I have not yet gotten to test out. I really can't wait to use that. That's going to be a lot of fun. But Sharpedo's going to be doing a lot of stuff for us. It's really going to be coming in handy with the Speed Boost. It's only at 95 base, but after a boost, you're basically... It's a Scarfmon. It is. Sharpedo has its own Scarf, and I like that. And if the time ever comes where I need to run the defensive Sharpedo, we can combine Rough Skin and Rocky Helmet and die while taking out about 20% health. but Sharpedo is going to finish off the last of our Z-move users. Round 11, we pick up a Dwebbles Veteran, honestly, because I love this mon. I've drafted this mon at least 3 times in the past, and every time it's just been gold for me. We have my ex, Frostlass. A couple of you are going to be curious about that name. Well, as you can see, Frostlass is an Ice Ghost type, just like my ex, a cold dead bitch. I did not kill her. She's cold because she's just a cold person. That's all it is. Anyway, Frostlass is going to be bringing a lot of stuff to the table. It's going to be bringing that 110 base speed to the table. Frostlass is also going to be bringing 80 base attack and special attack, as well as 70 base HP, defense, and special defense. Now, Frostlass it's an interesting mod. It has access to Ice Shard, as well as a pretty good number of physical attacks. I don't have a list in front of me, but I love Frostlass, so trust me. But the beauty of Frostlass is its special pull, being Ice Beam, Freeze Dry, Frost Breath, Thunderbolt, Psychic, Shadow Ball, Dark Pulse. It's immense. Frostlass is great. It honestly almost made one of my Z-Mons, if not for the lack of offensive pressure. We can also hazard stack with Frostlass. Unfortunately, with a new implemented rule, we have banned moves that confuse. I'm sorry, status moves that confuse. We cannot use Confuse Ray with Frostlass. And we cannot use Attract, which is upsetting because 2 of those moves are staples on my Frostlass. Because all that's really necessary is Attract, Confuse Ray, Disable, and then you just go ham. But I really feel like Frostlass is gonna do wonders for our team. I really think it is. I love Frostlass. It has come through too many times in the past for me not to pick it up now, especially when we need a Ghost type, and I don't really like having an Ice type, but I do like having Ice Stab, especially when I have 80 base offensive stats, and Ice Shard is never, ever a bad move to have on your squad, especially in the League format where Ice is such a great offensive typing, even more so than the latter. Last but not least, we have my boy Tauros. For all of you Brawlhalla players out there, we picked up Tauros because, for one thing, I don't think it should be in the Carney tier. Tauros is. It's magnificent. With Sheer Force and access to Fire Blast and Blizzard, Tauros puts in such amazing work in this format, and that's only on the special side. With what, 40, 45 base special attack? Boy, Tauros is phenomenal. It gets a lot of heat for having such a small, quote-unquote, physical move pool. But, to be honest, I don't like Rock Climb. I like Body Slam. I like Body Slam because it's got 100% accuracy, and you still get the Sheer Force. Earthquake does not get a bonus, but it's still 100-100, so that's perfectly okay with me. Iron Head's nice. Rock Slide's nice. I love Tauros. I can't wait to bring this thing in. I am going to use it so well. And shoutouts to Tauros not being awful on the bulky end while having Intimidate, meaning we can completely run a defensive Tauros. Like, that's a real possibility for us. Especially since its only weakness is taken care of by another one of our tanks being Toxapex. But I didn't say that because I might need to use that at some point. Anyway, that is going to conclude our draft analysis. Look forward to week 1, guys. Look forward to week 1 being uploaded on December 26th. That is the day after Christmas, where we will be playing top tier boy, coach of the Florida for Alligators. And oh my lord, go check out his draft. Go check out all the coaches. Go check them out. You're going to see a link to the NPL channel down in the description. Go hit the page up, shoot him a like, shoot him a follow. You know what? Whatever. Just do whatever you want. Shoutouts to the Flying Bird for making this beautiful layout for me. I can't thank you enough for that. Thank you so much, my man. But guys, that's going to be it for me. As you can see, there is no face cam here, but I will be bringing them back when we start week 1 against Seb. But again, that's it for me. I'm really bad at intros. I don't know why. Anyway, guys, I'll see you next time. Stay frosty.